Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm Tatiana, and I like to film content based on fashion, mental health, lifestyle, basically anything that betters myself as a person. And I like to share my journey. I am using kind of a new setup today. I'm still using the ring light, and the camera situation is a little bit different. So I'm filming with the camera from the computer and not my phone. This is my phone. I actually have the Galaxy Flip, so that's pretty cool. Oh, that's my baby. So today's topic is a very serious one. I mean, they all are, of course, but it's serious in terms of what I'm talking to relating to recent events that took place. The death of the One Direction member and singer Liam Payne, and it really just sparked something in me. I used to be a One Direction fan. I'm sure a lot of you viewers are, and I didn't keep up with him in his later life, of course. I kind of just didn't keep up with any of the band members, and was really shocked to hear about his death, the manner of his death, obviously, and learning about what his life was like and how he was in recovery, which is awesome. You know, he did get help at one point, but he relapsed, it seems like, and people were saying in the social media comments how they could tell that he looked like he was struggling and he looked different. They basically said we could tell that he was heading towards this direction, and so that always boggles my mind when people say that about people, especially in the limelight, which is why we get to discuss it, because they are celebrities and we all share that connection of having memories of who they were, and so it leads to discussions like these. So it just blew my mind, and it made me think about how men in particular have trouble talking about their mental health struggles, and even if, you know, they do eventually get to recovery, I think that overall it's just harder for men to recover in general and ask for help. And I did do a little bit of research so I can get some facts here to let you guys know that men are more likely to die by suicide than women. That's according to the CDC. They're less likely to receive mental health treatment than women. Men of color are even less likely to receive help. Over 6 million men suffer from depression. 14.3% have anxiety disorders. And I know that this is what's I'm reading in the journals and websites and whatnot, but I do know that from studying in college and whatnot, that my professors did say that there's a lot of underreporting going on. This is only what's being reported, so that's the whole point, is that men don't feel comfortable asking for help and reporting their illnesses. So I can only imagine the actual numbers of men that are suffering and, you know, have the same cases of Liam Payne. And I just feel so terrible for his family and friends and loved ones and everybody, and pray for them and pray for their lives, and that they can find solace, because it's such a heavy topic. The way he died, it's a very heavy topic, and I know that it could have been prevented had he had more treatment, maybe, and we need to talk about it. We need to talk about why so many men commit suicide more than women, why they find it hard to ask for help. I think it definitely has to do with the perceptions around gender. There's a big stigma in the perception that men need to be tough and they need to mask their emotions. They cannot be emotional, because then that's equated with being weak, I feel like, in our society, and associated with being womanly, which is fine. I am an emotional person, and I think that because I was raised in a household with a lot of women, that it was definitely more accepted to show my emotions in that way, like to cry and whatnot, and had a journal. Not so good verbally discussing my emotions, but definitely was allowed to express it in that manner, like crying and that way. I definitely think that a large part of why it's so hard for men to ask for help in comparison to women is because of this perception around gender and toxic masculinity that happens, that's passed down from generation to generation, and it does a lot of damage, that they can also be perceived, men can also be perceived, because we think that they're masculine and tough and yada yada yada, that they also don't want to talk about it. But I think that that's something that we need to break down and think, well, why wouldn't they want to talk about it? Everybody has to deal with mental health issues, or just wanting to talk about their day in general. So I think that we should break down that stigma of, well, I know they don't even want to talk about it anyways. So it's like, well, is that because they don't want to talk about it, or is it because you think that they don't, and that's because, or that's what society is telling us? I don't know. So that's also something to think about in terms of what is causing men not to want to speak up. And I think that situations like this, Liam Payne's death, also bring up the discussion of substance use and abuse. And I think that when you have a mental illness, it's a lot easier to fall into the substance abuse route. And I'm not saying that he had a mental illness, or I know anything about that in terms of those details, but I think in general, I'm just saying it's a lot easier when you're in a depressed state, or in a state that you're not used to feeling that way, you're feeling comfortable, then you might want to use drugs more. And so I think that's something that I'm going to want to talk about in another video for sure, is substance use disorder. My little girl, oh my gosh, she's so cute. So yeah, that's definitely a topic I want to talk about. I think that it's definitely something that I see a lot comorbidly happen. I think that's the word you would use. Basically, that I see people who have substance abuse issues also having some sort of mental health issues, and vice versa, mental health issues having substance use issues. And so yeah, I think that's something to research as well. And a lot of men use substance use disorder. I'm not sure if more men use it than women. I don't want to speak out of reference or context, but I think so too. And in doing these discussions, I really think that it'll help the environment just be better, because these videos are out here. You can look them up and see men's mental health. What is there about it? Oh, okay, like there's people talking about it. There's people interested in it. And let's make it at the forefront of our minds and discussions, and think about our brothers and uncles and friends, guys who are out there, and just think about checking up on them and create a safe environment to discuss these matters and see what their opinions are about this. And try not to create a space of judgment, obviously. Try not to be judgmental, and know that whatever illnesses somebody's dealing with, they're real, they're treatable conditions. Recovery is possible. You can always build a support network. So there's always hope at the end of the tunnel. And I know sometimes it can be confusing when you're dealing with a different gender, as far as me being like a woman and thinking of how men communicate. It's very different, I think, than how women communicate. I think women are a lot more open and free to discuss their emotions, whereas men are a bit more reserved in how they discuss how they feel with each other. And I wish that was different. So I really want it to be a better, safer space for men to be able to discuss how they're feeling, just as women do. And basically the topic that I chose today, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can say about it. I mean, yeah, I really hope that we can break down the stigmatism. Is that a word? Or is it? I really hope we can break down the stigma, because it definitely holds back a lot of people from getting help and just being a better person. I think that we can all help by role modeling what we want to see in terms of parenting our men, showing them that it's okay to show your emotions, treating both your girls and or daughters and sons as equals in terms of breaking down some gender roles. I would say not, it's signing your daughter to be like, oh, you're going to clean and do this, and then the men or the son, you're going to do the labor. Kind of let them do what they want to do. I think that cleaning is definitely something that men should do too. But I'm getting off topic. But basically, I just think that we need to focus on our mindsets for both girls and boys, teach them to nourish it, to take care of yourself. It's okay to talk about your emotions. It's okay to get help. It's okay to get therapy. And just know that you're not alone. I know that it seems so repetitive when people say that, but it's so true. There's so many different help groups, meetings that you go to, and you think, oh, there's not going to be that many people. There's tons of people who go through the same sorts of illnesses and detriments as us, people who have suffered mental illnesses. So I think it's definitely worthwhile to check out if there's anything in your community as well. It's something that can help combat this disease, because it really is a disease in terms of not getting help for your mental health and then leading to untimely events. I'm not sure how to say it without getting YouTube banned or something like that, because it is a heavy topic to talk about, and I know certain words will get triggered on the screen, won't allow you to speak as freely. So I try not to say that word so much, but we all know what I'm alluding to. It's a very real and serious matter, and the men need love. Yes, women, yes, all different people who identify in genders need love, but I think men especially, because we see the rates that are happening, and because of the recent event of Liam Payne. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a celebrity, who cares? But it really hurt me. It really was emotional because of the death of Liam Payne, and it just got me really sad. And I think, I think that's a whole other video if you want to go on his life. It just seems like the music industry did not do much to help with his mental health, and he was beloved by so many people, and yet he died at 31 years of age. I think he was 31, and he's about 2 years older than my boyfriend, 4 years older than me. It's just oof, that hits hard, because I've struggled with mental health. I know you can get to low places, but I've always had some sort of intervention to help, whether that be support from other people, from myself, mustering the strength to get my life on track. But it's just sad when you hear about other people that you had a connection with, in some sort of way, whether it be through their music or we're close in age, and you just feel like, wow, that could have been somebody that you know a lot more personally. This topic was really heavy, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll have these discussions freely and more openly and feel okay to talk about it, because it really helps, and it helps to smile and just ask how people's day are in general. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week's video, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. This one I kind of just thought of once I heard the news of his death. So next week's video, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, so please leave a comment down below, like it if you liked it, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.